Thank you so much. Senator McDonald.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Minister, for being here today. Recently in the House of Commons, you were asked, and the government was asked to release all documents in their original and uncensored form, which would indicate how much the federal carbon tax will cost Canadian families. We know that gasoline prices will go up by at least 11 cents a litre, and the cost of heating one's home will increase by over $200. However, we don't know the overall cost to an average Canadian family because multiple requests for information filed with the government have resulted in the release of documents that have key information blacked out. I'm curious why this key information is blacked out, and how can we determine the real price of this when we're not given the information by the government?
Thank you very much, Senator, for the question. The federal government has not put a price on pollution in any provinces. The provinces have taken a leadership role. 4 provinces representing 80% of the population have put a price on pollution in their own province, and that's 80% of Canadians. So what we can say for now is that in those provinces, not only are they taking action to reduce emissions, but they also are the fastest growing economies in the country. And of course, we're very mindful of impacts, potential impacts of pricing, and that's why we've said to provinces, you have the opportunity to decide to determine what system works for you and what to do with the revenues. The federal government has been very clear that the direct revenues from pricing will remain in the province. And provinces have taken different approaches. So you can look at the example of British Columbia, where they did tax cuts. So they gave the money back, and their economy grew. So the sweet spot, of course, is that you reduce emissions, that your economy grows, and that you support a transition to clean growth. And it's worth pointing out that Vancouver and British Columbia more generally is a leader in clean technologies. It is punching way above its weight, and that's where the world is going. So we think that this is a smart approach. It's also a cost-effective approach. Economists show that it is the lowest cost option. And you can also have the flexibility for provinces to determine how to deal with the revenues.
Well, it's also pointing out that you never came close to answering the question I asked you. So let me ask you it again. Can you tell the Senate assembled here today how much money the carbon tax will cost the typical middle-class family in this country? For example, a middle-class family of 4 with 2 children, how much will it cost annually?
So as I said, we do not have a price on pollution across country. I can talk about the context of British Columbia. So British Columbia, they took the revenues from putting a price on pollution and gave them directly back as tax cuts to people, so that you could actually you put more money in people's pockets, but you also make sure that they have the incentives to reduce emissions. Alberta has also, they also have given rebates back to families. Ontario and Quebec have made investments in clean technologies, in energy efficiency. So really, it's up to the provinces, and we think that that's the way it should be. We believe that provinces are best placed to determine what they want to do with the revenues, and they are well within their rights to give the revenues back in terms of a tax cut or a rebate.
Senator Masicot.